If you've taken your kids out biking, then you know it can be quite the project to get all the gear, all the stuff prepped and ready to go on a ride. And if you have kids under 4, they probably aren't biking along with you. Most likely you're gonna need some type of solution to get them on the bike, to bring them with so they can enjoy the ride with you. Now there's about 100 different types of bike seats, attachments, all kinds of different rigs that give you the ability to take your kid with you on your bike. But which one of these should you actually choose? Which one is the best? Which one is safe? Which one do you prefer for your kids and your rides? I get the question all the time, what type of bike seat is best for my kids to take them out on a ride? So in this video, I'm gonna go over my top 3 best bike seat options that give your children the ability to come on the ride with you. I'm gonna show you what these 3 types are, exactly how they work, what the benefits and disadvantages for each one of these, as well as go over how safe they are, how compatible they are, and which one you should ultimately choose for your kids. So my first type of bike seat is the rear rack bike seat. Your child would sit in and be strapped into a harness, and then that goes on the back of your bike on a bike rack. There's a couple different versions of these seats. The one we have is called a Thule Yep Maxi. It comes with the feature of a small clipping mechanism that fits perfectly into our Rad Power electric bikes, as well as their rack mount attachment that you can put on any bike, on any rack, and it would be able to hold this seat. They also have a seat posted version, so you just need to know what type of bike you have and if this is gonna work exactly. There's a link to this product in the description, so if you're interested in checking out the Thule Yep Maxi, go in the description and it'll take you to the product. Now let's go over the advantages of the rear rack seat. What I really like about it is it's really portable and light. You can throw it in your trunk, you can take it with you. It's not oversized, it doesn't have a ton of little pieces. It's essentially one seat and it clips right into the back of our rack. It is easy to use, it is simple. We can get it on and off the bike in maybe even like a minute. What you'll want to do is you'll get this attached to your bike, your child goes in, you'll want them on the harness, and then that'll give them the ability to go on your bike ride with you. They'll be directly behind you. They aren't completely covered, but they are sitting behind you, so you will be blocking some of the wind and dust that comes from the front, and your child will be safe behind you. A couple of the disadvantages though are that it is exposed. So if it does start raining, they're gonna get wet. If the wind picks up, they're gonna get hit with wind. Sometimes frustrating with the seat because you don't know exactly what environment you're gonna be in or if the weather's gonna change. And this can be an issue for this seat. But if you're only taking short rides into town or you don't have much to carry with you and you wanna simplify the process, this seat works really well for that. If your child falls asleep, this can be an issue as there's no reclining ability and they're just out in the open in the wind back there. I have a 2-year-old who falls asleep all the time in this seat, in the Thule that we have. She falls asleep almost every time we're in there. She just knocks her head down and falls asleep in the chair. And I feel bad because, you know, and her neck's all kinked. I wouldn't want to sleep like that. Usually when she falls asleep, I'd have to come home and lay her down. But in this next type of bike seat, this is where it really takes the advantage. My number 2 type of bike seat is a bike trailer for kids. Now, a trailer gives you a ton of advantages that the bike rack seat doesn't, like the ability to cover. It has a rain cover. It has a screen, so you can have 2 modes. You can take the rain cover off and have the screen on there, so no particles or debris get in there. If your child falls asleep in the bike trailer, the back reclines in the one that we have. It really makes it easy. There's a lot of advantage about having a bike trailer, but there's disadvantages as well. The bike trailer is a lot heavier than the bike seat. It is a lot harder to get into a trunk, to take apart, to collapse. It is one of those things that you have to put a little bit of time and a little bit of work into and have extra space in your trunk for. But I would say that overall, I really like the bike trailer a lot. It gives us that ability to go on longer rides and let our kids sleep in the trailer. And even it has luggage compartments in the back and there's room up by their feet too. So you're able to put backpacks, groceries, anything extra water, tools, anything you want to bring can go on that bike trailer with them. I like to say it's like the cat Cadillac of bikes. You know, you get to ride in this big, cushy bike trailer with suspension, covered from the rain, and there's sunshades on it. Gives them a place to relax and to rest. There's a lot of times when I'm on bike rides with my wife and we just want to hang out with each other and talk. We don't really want to focus on the kids. And so this is great because we put them in the bike trailer, we shut it, we have a couple toys and books in there, and we go on our bike ride and it's kind of like they're not even there. So that's a big difference between having a kid behind you in the wind and having kids that you can't even hear pretty much. So that's something really special about the bike trailer that we love a lot. Now our favorite bike trailer is the Handlebar Outback. This thing is sick. It is pretty much the best bike trailer you can buy. I don't know any other one that you can get that's better. It is large. There's the most foot room out of any trailer. It has suspension. It has really nice tires. We've never had any issues with it. To have this is really fun. It's a little bit heavier than the others and it's a little bit more spendy. The amount that we bike, the times that we take it out, which is all the time, makes it worth it for us. If you're looking for something cheaper, I'd suggest a entry-level Burley trailer, which are a little bit lighter, a little bit easier to take around. I'm gonna put links to both products in the description. If you would like to get the bike trailer that we use, that we love a lot, that's the Handlebar Outback. We have the 2-seater. I'm gonna put the link in the description, as well as an entry-level Burley trailer. There's an Amazon trailer that is not bad at all. It does the job. If you're just looking for something simple to get started, you can get that one as well. Links are in the description for both. If you found value in this video so far, I just have to ask you to please like this video. We need your support. We're trying to grow the channel as much as we can. Let's get on to the video. So there is a lot of great things about bike trailers, and one great thing about the bike trailer too is you can convert it into a stroller. So not only is it a bike trailer that attaches to your bike, but it comes with a wheel and you're able to put that attachment on, push it around with a handle. I think the Burley one does this. Our Handlebar one definitely does this. It has a great easy flip up handle and wheel you attach on and you're good to go. You can take it anywhere. One thing about the trailer is you're able to get your kids in, go into town. Let's say you're going to a farmer's market, bike into the farmer's market. You can lock up your bikes, take the trailer off, convert it into the stroller, and you keep your kids rolling around in the stroller just like they never got up. You don't have to resituate anything. They can all just stay in the bike trailer, convert it to the stroller, and off you go. That's another really cool feature. My third type of bike seat for kid is called a handlebar seat. Now these handlebar seats can come in a couple different types and varieties, but the one that I got has a small seat that attaches in front of your legs on the frame. So not only does your kid get to ride in front of you and sit up straight like he's riding on his own bike, he or she gets to hold the handlebars and ride. And it's really fun because not only do they get to sit in front of you, but they get to feel like they're steering. My son really loves pretending like he rides a motorcycle. When he was 3, this was his favorite thing to do. He'd jump on the bike with me and he'd do the noise and grab the handlebars and we'd cruise down the street. Really fun. This is probably the most exhilarating seat out of all 3, but there are some disadvantages. This is not a good seat for long rides. If you're biking for more than 30-40 minutes, I'd suggest you doing a rear rack or a bike trailer. It's just not going to be comfortable for long rides for them. They're going to be sitting on this thing. They're going to be having to hold the bars. There's no way for them to rest their back. They can't sleep on it at all. So there will be some issues for long rides. If you're just bouncing around the neighborhood, trying to cruise around and have a fun time, and you want to throw your kids on the handlebars, this is a great one for that. You can leave it on your bike, or you can have a dedicated bike with it all set up, ready to go. It's a very lightweight, easy thing. I believe getting it on the bike is a little bit harder than the rear rack. You're not just able to snap it on. You kind of have to put all the little pieces together. Keeping it on would probably be my best suggestion. So even having a special bike for it would work great. One thing to mention as well is they're in front of you. With the rear rack seat behind you, your body is able to block a lot of the wind and dust. When they're in front of you, they're exposed as the main person getting all that force and all that wind and dust. So they're exposed more than the trailer and more than the rear rack seat for sure. So for safety, I'd probably say I would rank them in safety from the trailer being the most safe, the bike rack seat, and then the handlebar seat. Now they're all relatively safe. I've never had an accident. I've never had any issue. We've owned all 3 of these. We biked with them. So I'm just saying this as a precaution. In general, the bike trailer, it has an aluminum frame around the outside of the kids. If you are getting an accident, they are protected by that aluminum frame. And if they're wearing helmets inside, they're even more protected. They have harnesses. It's just the safest one. Your bike seat behind you, if your bike falls, your kid's going with you. The weight's a little bit weird in the back. To be careful, you have to hold the bike hard, make sure you don't tip over, because if you're tipping over, kid's going with you. That's the one thing about that. Now the handlebar, it's not unsafe, but it's not the safest thing. So they're not protected. They're not in any seatbelt, any harness like the trailer or the rack seat. They're not buckled up. I'm sure there's some that have some type of seatbelt, but it's really just not the safest position for a long-term ride. Stick to the fun rides with the handlebar one for sure. Now, as far as getting them all set up, I would say the rear rack seat is the easiest to get on and off and to set up and to store. It is definitely not as hard as the trailer to get hooked up or set up, or, you know, get your kids all situated in there. That's what I'd say. The rear rack seat is just the easiest to get on and off. The handlebar seat, it usually comes with a lot of parts and pieces that make it difficult to get on and off. Leaving on the bike would be the best for that option. Trailer is not that difficult either. It's essentially just getting the trailer loaded, unfolded, and then hooked on. With the rear rack seat, I can get that thing on in 2 seconds and go. So if you're talking about convenience, you want the easiest, quickest, the rear rack seat is definitely the fastest one. Again, I've got links to all of my favorite versions of each one of them in the description. If you're looking to get a rear rack seat, the Thule Maxi is our favorite, with the link in the description. Our favorite trailer is the Hamix Outback. We have the 2-seater version. There's a 1-seater if you're looking for a little bit smaller one. And then our handlebar rider, we essentially just found one on Amazon. It's nothing special. It's a middle level, affordable option. We don't use it a ton. We really just wanted it for fun. I also link that product in the description as well. If you're looking to get all three, if you're looking to choose one, those are my top options that I would go for, that I've tested and that I like. Choose one of these three. They'll be perfect for you and they'll get you started. I know taking your kids biking can be a lot, but I'm here to tell you that it's 100% worth it. You've ever seen your kid biking or riding and you see the look on their face, it is gold. And there's nothing better than that. My goal is to help you get all the tools, all the resources you need to get your kids out there and get biking. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. You guys are gonna love our next videos coming up. My name is Austin and we'll be seeing you on the next video. Peace.